Brother Anthony, Kingdom Chaplain, I'm out on a trail right now, and I just had this radical encounter with this amazing guy in the park, and the Lord spoke to me about him, and he turned out to be an artist, and I was prophesying to him, and the Lord was saying, this message isn't just for this man, it's for the artists. He said, I have a message for the artists because you're the ones who have such deep wells of creativity. The whole term, the tortured artist, that comes because to produce the things that you produce, it requires pain and fire, betrayal, abandonment, longing for love, all these deep emotions. And you live in a superficial culture that has accepted materialism and money and wealth, and you know that none of those things satisfy. But you've rejected religion because in its form, it's been presented to you in brick and mortar, not living, vibrant, colorful faith that paints on a canvas. Like, look around. Who's the greatest artist? This is what God wanted me to say, because I was a former atheist. I hated God. And he came to me and showed me himself. He said, I am the great artist. He said, and my greatest masterpiece is you. And you're saying, I'm imperfect. I can't be a masterpiece. You've created art, haven't you? Some of the most beautiful works you've created have come through the brushstroke that was the wrong one, the wrong color. The glass had to be broken first before it could be remade. So I want you to hear this. The Lord sent you to this video to hear. You have a Father, and He is a great artist, and you are His masterpiece. He wants you to partner with Him to create in this earth things that would be redemptive in nature, things that would inspire other people to serve and to sacrifice and to love. This world doesn't know the Father's heartbeat. And He wants you to know that He is the artist and He wants to paint with you because you are His greatest masterpiece. In fact, in the scriptures, when God sends His kings into battle in the days of the Israelites, He sent musicians and artists out in front. There's something about what you have in the palm of your hand to push back the enemy. You can pierce the darkness with art, with a trumpet blast, with a song. I can remember the first time I walked into a church. God spoke to me through a song. He spoke to me. My heartstrings were plucked. I hated God, but it was through music that He touched me. He touched me through a painting that I stared at one time, and He spoke to me. This beautiful painting called Forgiven by Thomas Blackshear. Look it up. I'll put a link below. You hate religion, and so does the Lord, religion in its earthly form. But the scripture says that pure and undefiled religion is to visit widows and orphans and to keep yourself unstained from the world. The world offers you a counterfeit. Satan has hijacked the arts, and he's tried to get people to create for him, for the darkness. You were designed to create redemptive works that would penetrate people's heart and would lead them back to the ultimate artist. You are His work of art. You are His masterpiece. When Jesus shed His blood on the cross, this is one of the messiest, just painful revelations. But this was God shed His own blood to say, it's not about what you have done. I can forgive you through the death of my own Son. And that through Him, I will bring resurrection life to you. I will literally come and live inside of you. And then we will create together. We will remake this world. This is what God is doing through His true people. He's coming and living inside of us so that He can redeem the entire world. It's Christ, the scripture says, Jesus in us, the hope of glory. He says, I am the potter, you are the clay. He molds us, He shapes us. Sometimes He has to put us in fire, right? You know this better than I do. And the last thing I want to say before I close here is this. Some of you are listening and you're like, I'm not an artist. Like, I don't paint. I'm not a musician. You know, you're like, I'm not an artist. You are an artist. You may have a different canvas. Your art might be your children. They might be your canvas. Your art might be your business. Your art might be endurance racing. That's one of mine. I feel God's art when I'm creating things by running. Things that I end up, writing or speaking through just this participation with the Lord on trails. Every one of us is an artist. We are His masterpiece. We are God's masterpiece. And we are also meant to participate with Him as the great artist and create ourselves. So sit alone with the Lord right now and ask Him to speak to you. Ask Him to speak, and He will. We don't serve a dead God. We serve a living God. So I just would ask you, subscribe to this channel. If you're hungry, if this resonates with your spirit, and you want something different than what you've seen in religion, then just come and come join me on this trail, because I'm running personally into the heart of the Father. That is all I desire, is to know him and to be known by him and to make him known. Love you all. This is Brother Anthony.